Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another session of foot soaking. It is my pleasure and privilege this evening to be your host. My name is Hilary, and I presently reside in Loveland, close to the town of Cincinnati, Ohio, with my husband, Jim. I have been living here since 1990. And I've been asked to just say a few words about my journey in Sahaja Yoga. So I started a long time ago in Cambridge, England, which is my birth country and where my husband and I were living. We had just returned from spending about 18 months in India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka on a spiritual quest to find a master who could help us in our spiritual ascent. Sadly, but probably to the good, we did not find anybody. We came back to England since my parents were living there, and we ended up in the town of Cambridge. We continued our search, and after about a year, lo and behold, I was looking in a local newspaper and it said Kundalini Awakening. And since being in India for so long, you realize the value of awakening your Kundalini in your spiritual ascent. So I called the number and I went to visit the lady who put the ad in the paper. She told me about Sahaja Yoga, and she gave me my spiritual awakening of Kundalini and self-realization. The main reason I'm telling this story is because at the end, she said to me, "And what are you feeling now?" Well, I thought it was very strange. And I said, "I'm feeling a cool wind on my hands and it's very cold." And she was very pleased with that. And as we know now, that is a good sign. And that's a sign that your Kundalini has been awakened. I went away from there, and but before leaving, I asked her, would it be possible ever to meet the founder of this meditation, Srimati Nirmala Devi? And she said yes. In about 2 months, she'll be returning from India, and she will be giving lectures in London. So she let me know when Srimati had returned from India. And my husband and I traveled down on the train to London, to Caxton Hall, where Srimati would have lectures every Monday evening. We sat in the front row and anxiously awaited her arrival. We were not to be disappointed. It was what we were totally looking for. Her lecture covered everything that we'd ever want answered. And it was so full of love and caring and insight. And at the end, she said, "You will not be thinking." And I realized for the first time in my life, no, I was not thinking. And this was remarkable. And I always remember that. After about 10 years, Srimati advised that we might want to return back to the United States, particularly Cincinnati, since there was a center here, and it would be for our betterment. We would do well here. We'd been running a restaurant in England for 10 years, and it was beginning to falter a bit, and my husband was American. So we came here. We found a very loving and caring collective here, and have been here ever since and enjoyed every moment of it. Srimati came here in 1992 and gave a lecture. And we have many people who are still stuck on from that time. Okay, that's enough about me. I think now we can start the foot soaking session. Does everybody have their bowls and towels and rinsing cup ready? We will first of all raise our Kundalini and put on the bandhan. So we can give some vibrations to the water in the foot soaking bucket. We do that just by keeping our left hand on our lap and pointing our right hand towards the water. Just do that for a minute. You can also give abandon to the water as well. Okay, now we can put our feet into the water. Okay. And we will start by clearing our left side. We keep the left hand on our lap and the right hand pointing down to the Mother Earth to take out any negativity from or problems from our left side. So we can address the Kundalini as our mothering energy. Dear mothering energy, Kundalini, please clear my left side of any excess emotions, problems, lethargy, so I may come more into the center. Try to observe how your left hand is feeling. Is it getting to feel a little lighter or maybe more cool breeze on the palm of your hand? We can now return our right hand onto our lap, and we can lift the left hand up with the palm facing backwards. And we'll use this technique to clear our right side. Oh, Mother Kundalini, please clear away any heat, any overactivity, too much thinking from my right side. Let my right side come into balance and cool down. Again, let us just observe inside what is happening to us and how our left hand is beginning to feel and our right hand. Is there more cool on our right hand? We can bring down our left hand. Now we can put our attention on our central channel and pray, Mother Kundalini, please bring me into balance. Please raise me up to the top chakra, Sasrara, where I may be joined with the all-pervading consciousness and be in thoughtless awareness. Please take away all the thoughts. Let me be at peace and silence, one with myself. We can put our attention towards the top of our head, even touch it with our hand to remind us. We can finish our Footsoak now. We can take our feet out and rinse them and dry them with the towel and set the bowl aside, and then we'll have a meditation session. Let's take a few deep breaths and hold them for 2 or 3 seconds, and then let them out and hold for 2 or 3 seconds. I believe some of you are familiar with mantras. So to start the meditation, we start with the mantra for Sri Ganesha. He is the elephant-headed deity that resides at the bottom of the spine underneath the Kundalini energy. And he is the one that removes all obstacles and is filled with innocence and wisdom. So, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We'll next put our left hand on the right area of our stomach, just below the rib cage. This is part of the Nabi chakra, and it's also where the liver is in our body. And the liver is the seat of our attention. And if you're having difficulty sometimes stilling the thoughts, it's many times because the liver has become overheated, either through physical or mental activity. So we can cool it down by just putting our left hand on the right side of the stomach. Another treatment you can do that we're not doing this evening is the ice treatment that they may have covered with you. And here we can say, "Oh, Mother Kundalini, please come into my attention. Please take the heat from my liver. Please cool me down. Please take away the thoughts." And just try to feel if this is working for you. Next, we can keep the left hand on our lap and put our right hand on the left side of our heart. That's the left side of your chest over your heart. And this is the position of the left heart chakra where our spirit resides. And we can say to ourselves a few times, "I am the spirit. I am the spirit. I am the pure spirit. I am not this body, this mind, these thoughts, whoever I think I am. I am the spirit. I am the spirit. I am the pure spirit." We can next move our hand up to what is the Vishuddhi chakra. And we're going to put our right hand all the way to the back of our neck and kind of clasp on to the bone at the back if you can, and turn your head to the right. And this is where we accumulate all the guilt, all the things that we think that we can't forgive ourselves for doing wrong. But that only takes the joy away from life. So if we're the spirit, we don't need to feel guilty. So here we can say to ourselves a few times, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Let me just face up to those things I've done wrong. Know I'm forgiven and try not to do them again, but not load ourselves down with a load of guilt. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Now we can move our hand up onto the Ajna chakra on our forehead. Put our hand across our forehead and kind of hold it in on both sides. And the main aspect of this chakra is forgiveness. So here we will forgive everyone, not thinking about anybody that we feel we can't forgive, but just blanketly forgiving everyone. Because we're the only ones who suffer if we don't. The other person doesn't. So let's rid ourselves of that and let's forgive everyone. And forgive ourselves too. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Just feel how freeing that is. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And now we can move our hand up onto the top of our head, pushing the center of our palm hard down on the top chakra, the Sahasrara, and pushing our fingers back so we have a firm position on this chakra. And we can rotate it in a clockwise manner. And here we ask, please let me be in thoughtless awareness. Please connect me with the all-pervading energy, the energy that created everything in this universe. Please let me keep in this state. Please let me enjoy this state. Then we can move our hand a little bit above our head and see if we can feel a cool energy, a cool breeze coming from the top of our head. It can be higher or lower. And enjoy that connection. We're just in the joy, the now, nothing else, just the silence. And then we can try with the other hand, the left hand. Sometimes one hand will be cooler than the other, which can give you a little bit of an indication of whether you've been overactive on your left or your right side. And again, just try to focus on that point and enjoy. We can bring our hand down now, and we'll end by raising our Kundalini and putting on the protection of the bandhan. And if any of you know Namaste, which is just to put your hands together, we can say Namaste, thank you to our mothering energy, our mother Kundalini, for helping us this evening. Thank you, Mother Kundalini. Thank you all for joining. We will now play some music if any of you would like to stay. Wishing you a very good evening. Thank you.